Morning, Corvallis, and welcome to Monday's edition of the Beaver News. I'm Brittany Greenfield.
And I'm Hayden Wilcox. Conserving our water supply and how we use our water may be more important than ever, thanks to a recent study by Oregon State zoologists. An eight-year-old study of the desert oasis in the American Southwest by students and faculty has yielded concerning results. According to the university, Oregon State University scientists have discovered that due to several factors including drought, lowering water tables, property management, and climate change, many streams and creeks in the American Southwest are experiencing a regime change. Scientists have discovered that with the changing conditions in these streams, native species that were once more dominant are being replaced by non-native species. In one stream in particular, students witnessed the larger-bodied top predators being replaced by the smaller-bodied mesopredators. Doctoral candidate Michael Bogan had this to say on the study, quote, "Our study focused on the single stream in isolation, but in the process of drying and local extinction is happening across the desert Southwest. Eventually, this could lead to a loss of species from the entire region or the complete extinction of species that rely on these desert oases," end quote. If conditions persist, the organisms who have survived under countless conditions for millions of years may enter into permanent decline.
Former Senator Gordon Smith visited OSU on Friday to speak specifically to new media communication majors. According to the Daily Barometer, Smith is now the president of the National Association of Broadcasting and discussed the future of broadcasting with broadband. Broadband is necessary for the sending and receiving of information on smartphones such as the iPhone or Blackberries, as well as television and radio broadcasting. Smith explained the worry over sharing broadband is due to the limited amount of airwaves. Traditional broadcasting has felt pressure to relinquish their portion of airwaves and fear that by doing so, television stations will go out of business. Of this uncertainty, Smith said, quote, "Is the world of tomorrow one of broadcasting and broadband or just broadband? I think the answer needs to be both," end quote.
Recent surveys taken from national corporations like PayScale Incorporated show just how great it is to be a student or a graduate of Oregon State University. According to the Daily Barometer's James Shreve, the survey conducted by PayScale Incorporated was designed to find out which college graduates ended up being paid the most in their careers. The results of the survey showed that Oregon State University graduates earned on an average of $86,900 midway through their careers, the highest of all Oregon school graduates. Results of the survey also showed that while the starting salary was the same across the board, by the end of the first year, many Oregon State graduates began moving up in their workplace. Adri Clark, director of the Career Service Center, had this to say about the results. Quote, "Our programs are developed so that the students learn a core set of abilities to use in their careers while still focusing on their individual fields of study. Students who work for companies will jump from one job to the next within a company and will be expected to do each one well. Oregon State University is very good at preparing students for that," end quote. The PayScale survey also stressed how in a job interview, OSU grads were more likely to be chosen over the nation's elite schools like Stanford, the Ivy Leagues, or MIT.
Clam season, razor clam season is just around the corner for Oregon and Washington residents. Licenses are required for all people over the age of 15. The season typically spans a few days each month between October and April. Diggers are allowed 15 clams, which are dug using a shovel or a clam gun. The first 15 clams are to be kept regardless of size or condition. Clams are found by looking for a donut-shaped ring in the sand, and it's said that the larger the ring, the larger the clam. Popular beaches for digging razor clams in this area are Seaside, Long Beach, Sunset Beach, and Clatsop Spit.
The campus organization Beaver Strides is taking a step in the right direction with its new exercise program directed towards counteracting students' stationary habits. According to the Daily Barometer's and N.C. Bauschman, Beaver Strides is an organization entering its 10th year and has been raising awareness of the lazy lifestyle that is prominent in our student population. The organization is promoting this awareness by giving out pedometers so that students can track the number of steps they take each day. This six-week program is designed to see how much students walk and exercise. Challengers who are able to meet the desired step goals for each week are entered in to win a prize given away by the organization. The inspiration for the pedometer challenge comes from a recommendation by the Surgeon General to maintain a healthy lifestyle, which is to walk at least 10,000 steps per day. It is the hope of Beaver Strides that participants will experience how easy it is to walk and be active, as well as be inspired to meet the Surgeon General's recommendation. But you don't have to walk. Biking, swimming, and even bowling can help you get out and get some helpful exercise. If you are interested in this program, you can visit the Beaver Strides website at oregonstate.edu/beaverstrides.
Yesterday marked a sad day for IndyCar race fans. According to CNN, IndyCar driver Dan Wheldon died Sunday during the Las Vegas Indy 300. Wheldon suffered, quote, unsurvivable injuries after multiple cars collided during the race. In total, 15 cars were involved in the violent pileup, and 3 other drivers were taken to a nearby hospital. Wheldon was a 2-time Indianapolis 500 winner and a top contender at Sunday's race. If he had won, Wheldon would have earned $5 million and planned to split the prize with a lucky fan he had selected prior to the race. Fellow driver Tony Kanaan shared, quote, I lost one of my best friends, one of my greatest teammates, end quote. After the wreck, racing officials called off the race and drivers completed a 5-lap salute in Wheldon's memory. 33-year-old Wheldon left behind a wife and 2 children.
Throughout the nation, sororities and fraternities raise hundreds of thousands of dollars for charitable organizations, and one fraternity is doing its part to honor one of their most influential alumni. According to CNN, the fraternity Alpha Phi Alpha is honoring Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. by dedicating a monument in his likeness in Washington, D.C. on the National Mall. This monument, the first of its kind at the National Mall, was conceived 28 years ago by Alpha Phi Alpha historian Robert Harris. After sharing the idea with his fraternity brothers, it quickly grew in popularity, gathering support from chapters across the nation, community members, and even local elementary schools. Finally, after years of producing fiscal and fundraising plans, drawings and blueprints, and gathering public support, Alpha Phi Alpha persuaded key members of Congress, the members of the executive branch, and members of the White House to greenlight the project, and indeed the idea became a reality. The monument itself had its grand opening this weekend just in time for the 48th anniversary of Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous I Have a Dream speech. The monument not only stands to the memory of one man, but rather the movement for what she stood for.
President Obama began a 3-day trip to North Carolina and Virginia to urge the continuance of his $447 billion job plan today. According to CNN, Obama was quoted saying, "My bill will help put people back to work and give our economy a boost right away," end quote. Obama's plan was rejected by a unanimous vote in the Senate. It is now being broken up into multiple legislative proposals with the goal of passing them through Congress. The overall plan consisted of a payroll tax cut extension and expansion, money to hire educators and first responders, and tax credits for businesses who hire the unemployed. North Carolina and Virginia are considered hotspot locations for the upcoming presidential election. Obama did express his wish for another 4 years in office, but also stressed that his immediate concern lies in the next 13 months. We'll be right back after this short message.
Very good. What was that about?
It's okay. We're rolling.
Everyday moments can become teaching moments because learning starts long before school does. Give your child the start they need at bornlearning.org.
So you can't save money? It's easy as pie. Brown bag your lunch instead of going out. $6 save times 5 days a week times 10 years is $21,000. That's a lot of lettuce. Small changes today, big bucks tomorrow. Feedthepig.org.
Hair loss. Now this rash on my face, what's going on?
For answers, ask your doctor the right question.
Could I have lupus?
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're going to beat them and bust them. Beat them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W. Woo! DY.
Take time to be a
One
dad
more
today.
time. Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys.
When I have an asthma attack, I feel scared. Sometimes my parents have to take me to the hospital. I feel like a fish with no water.
You know how to react to their asthma attacks. Here's how to prevent them. Call 1-866-NO-ATTACKS. Visit www.noattacks.org or call your doctor. Because even one attack is one too many.
Horseradish. Is that for horses? Remember me, Mr. Lobster? From last Tuesday? Banana. 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 Here comes the rain. We need a hat. And why do we need a hat?
They got.
That's right.
When you talk with your child, you build vocabulary, and learning starts long before school does. For more tips, go to bornlearning.org.
Welcome back to Beaver News on Channel 26. Peanut butter lovers may be in for some not-so-smooth times as the price of peanuts soar. Companies like Skippy, Jif, Planters, and Peter Pan will be seeing a rise in their peanut butter in coming months thanks to a poor crop season this year. The poor yield meant that cost of peanuts has risen to over $1,200 per ton in the past week. To put that in perspective, the price for a ton of peanuts nearly a year ago was only $450. According to CNN, researchers and farmers say that the intense heat and drought that hit the southern U.S. this year destroyed most of the crop. John Beasley, a professor of crop physiology and management at the University of Georgia, said, quote, it was just unmerciful, and we had a lot of problems settling the crop. I literally walked into some fields that had zero yield, end quote. Prices are expected to rise 20 to 40% respectively for each company, and while the price may not hit stores until next month, you might want to restock your shelves sooner than later because this problem definitely won't be solved in a jiffy.
Good news for many who are concerned about heart disease, as overall prevalence of the disease in the U.S. has dropped 0.7% in the last 5 years, according to CNN. The prevalence rate of coronary heart disease was formerly 6.7% and is currently 6%, which is a very significant decline, end quote, according to Dr. Jerome Cohen, a board member of the National Lipid Association. According to the CDC, those with the highest rate of heart disease include men, American Indians, Native Alaskans, Southerners, and those with overall education below high school level. Those with the lowest rate of heart disease include women, Asians, Pacific Islanders, and those with high-level degrees. A national telephone survey was responsible for the results, which excluded people living in nursing homes or care facilities.
Well, what if your house could actually eat your carbon emissions? Scientists in London have designed an artificial cell that can do just that. London scientist Dr. Rachel Armstrong and her associates have designed what they call a protocell. This protocell is designed to react with naturally occurring CO2 and combine with it to create calcium carbonate, better known as limestone. This limestone would gradually form over time, not only absorbing CO2, a major greenhouse gas, but transforming it into the building's own insulation. This limestone shell, once thick enough, would help regulate internal temperature for the building, perhaps even removing the need for air conditioning altogether. Dr. Armstrong, leading researcher in the field of synthetic biology, said this about the product, quote, "Eventually we will see protocell technology become self-repleting and it will be considered alive," end quote. Right now, early concepts for the project involve putting up protocells in paints to be used on large buildings in cities in high levels of carbon emission. The only problem now is getting the supplies to work on an industrial scale. Dr. Armstrong agrees that the research may not hit practical use in the way she sees until 2020. We're going to take a short break, but when we return, we will have your international stories for the evening, including a story on the Occupy Wall Street movement expanding around the globe, and all that coming up and more coming up next.
When you open a book, you can explore new lands, make new friends, and discover new adventures. There are amazing possibilities when you open your mind to reading. Explore new worlds. Read.
Just put your hands up, TV land. Yo. Paradise is lost, I'm paralyzed by the imperative cause. She's sharing a coffin with the gods that I've crossed. And day by day I'm looking for another outlet. I shout, but I've yet to be heard. The fear of flying, broken wings of a bird. The feelings unnerved, absurd with my words. A pseudo-intellectual that's just dying to serve. A fallen angel, fate filled with flaws and misfortune. Claw marks on the side of the well. The people attempts to the torture. Swords drawn to the necks of the demons. Another metaphor, me just trying to protect all my feelings. A criminal dealings led us to the brink that's demonic. Born an angel, but I'm bringing back a plate that's bubonic. A prophet like the narcotic product you got up in your pocket with more shock value than an electrical socket. The angel act, I dropped it like the sword of that to Loki. So while you're on your deathbed, speak those words that you told me. Come on. You told me, you told me, you told me. You told me, you told me, you told me.
Heart disease must for 5,000 miles average.
If you're in danger of losing your home to foreclosure, call today, because nothing is worse than doing nothing.
Have a banana. Eating well and playing go together like best friends.
You better believe it.
With the food pyramid, the bare necessities of living healthy are easy.
Bare necessities, the simple bare necessities.
So eat right. Be active.
Now move and sit.
And don't forget to have fun. That's the way to be the best.
You're lots of fun, Baloo.
At anything you do. You can go to mypyramid.gov to play some games and find out more.
You believe this guy? Are you trying to start a wildfire?
Sorry.
Pass the honey?
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sir, are you okay?
Everything's fine. Thanks.
You wouldn't ignore this, so why ignore the signs of a stroke? Call 911 immediately, because time lost is brain lost.
Tú no eres un superhéroe. Visita al doctor regularmente aun cuando te sientes bien. Así podrás seguir cuidando a los que sí te ven como un superhéroe. Para más información, visita ahrq.gov.
G-morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. You up? What'd you dream about? Me? JK.
Text me back.
I'll keep texting till you wake up. Are your parents home later? Is this something I did? Exclamation point, question mark? This isn't a joke. Hello? Text me.
I present to you Algebra 2. Who will step up to his challenge?
Me.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
3 out of 4 kids are not as secure as they should be because their car seats are not used correctly. But the latch system makes it easier to get it right and to hold your kids tight. Anchor, tether, latch. Learn more at safercar.gov.
Welcome back to the Beaver News Live on Channel 26. The Occupy Wall Street movement has inspired cities across the nation to rally behind the movement and start their own Occupy protest. And now cities and countries all around the world want in on the action. The Occupy Wall Street movement started last month as a response to what demonstrators say is an out-of-touch corporate, financial, and political elite has provoked other countries around the world to follow suit. The Occupy movement is designed to bring attention to the huge class difference and the fact that the wealthiest people in the country make only up the top 1% of the population. As it turns out, this does not only ring true in America, but across the globe as well. In fact, the popularity of the movement has grown exponentially and has spread quickly around the globe because of similar situations in major countries. Unfortunately, demonstrations in Italy took a violent turn. In Rome, anarchist groups such as Black Bloc and others have infiltrated peaceful protests and are wreaking havoc on the city, burning cars, breaking windows, and fighting with police. Because of these anarchist groups, over 70 people have been injured, 40 of which have been members of the police force. The organization, United for Global Change, has organized these world protests, and according to CNN, plans have been laid out for demonstrations across 951 cities in over 82 countries.
The much-anticipated iPhone 4S was released Friday, October 14th, and fans all over the globe lined up to be one of the first to buy. According to CNN, some Apple supporters formed iPhone visuals weeks before the release date and titled it Urban Eye-Camping Adventure. Among those who patiently waited in line was Apple co-founder Steve Wozniak. Wozniak told CNN, "I want to get mine along with the millions of other fans," end quote. The iPhone 4S is aesthetically identical to the iPhone 4, but features a faster processor, an 8-megapixel camera, an improved antenna, and a voice command feature called Siri. The iPhone 4S is now available at AT&T, Verizon Wireless, and most recently, Sprint.
Thanks to cooperation between the French and American governments, a stolen painting has been successfully returned to its home. The painting, Fisherman's Daughter, Mender of Nets, was stolen in 1918 in the middle of World War I by the German army and brought to Belgium. A year after the war, the Belgian government attempted to return everything that was stolen from France during the war, but somewhere along the way, the painting was lost. In spring 2010, the French government alerted Interpol that the painting may have been imported to a gallery in New York City. American immigration and customs officers investigated and found that the painting was indeed the same one stolen nearly 90 years ago. According to CNN, the painting was worth over $150,000 and was turned over to French Ambassador François Delattre last Thursday, and the ambassador had this to say about the collaboration between the two governments. Quote, "Returning a painting to a museum is a significant contribution to the celebration of our cultural heritage and gift to all future visitors who will enjoy the work of art. But it is also yet another symbol of Franco-American cooperation."
On a sad note, the country of Thailand is facing extreme floods caused by months of tremendous rain. According to CNN, in a span of 2 months, the death toll has climbed to 297 people. So far, 61 provinces have been affected by the flooding, and crews are working to salvage and protect the country, especially the capital city of Bangkok. According to the governor of Bangkok, quote, "I have to say here that there is a lot of water coming to Bangkok, but the situation is not critical," end quote. Floods occur in Thailand annually, but 2011 has turned out to be a particularly severe year.
Are you looking for a way to cut down on your carbon footprint in the world? The answer could be as simple as a single footstep. Scientists in London have used recycled materials such as rubber to create a slab that, when stepped on, will harness the kinetic energy and generate electricity. The slab, known as PaveGen, can generate enough power from a single step to power a nearby street lamp for 30 seconds and can store excess energy in its onboard battery for up to 3 days. The concept is meant to harness the power of crowds, turning human energy into a new form of green energy. According to CNN, PaveGen will focus on areas with a huge amount of foot traffic, such as underground stations, city centers, and school corridors. PaveGen truly is a new form of sustainable energy, not only by controlling human kinetic energy, but also by using recycled materials in the process. Right now, 20 of these slabs have been placed in the pavement near the Westfield Stratford City Mall as a trial run in preparation for the 2012 London Olympic Games, where hundreds of these PaveGen slabs will be spread out around the stadium in order to collect the free energy. Well, that's all the news we have for you tonight, but be sure to tune in tomorrow at 7 o'clock for more local, national, and international news right here on KBVR.